This is the reason I quit bartending. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Candlelit Whispers with Amanda. Today we have an interesting story about a creepy regular. About a year ago, this guy started coming into the dive bar I worked at. At first, I thought he was just a really generous customer. He was handsome, mid 30s, always overdressed for our tiny town. Everyone else wore hoodies, and he was dressed like he was going to a business meeting. Every single night, he ordered the exact same thing: scotch, neat. And every night he tipped me $100. At first, I thought I just hit the jackpot with regulars. He was quiet, polite, never got drunk, and never acted weird. But after a few weeks, and they were always from an unknown number, and every time I answered, nobody spoke. At first, I thought it was just prank calls, but then I started hearing things: breathing, traffic sounds, and one night, I swear I could hear my own TV echoing through the phone. That's when I started getting scared. And the next night at work, my regular came in like usual: same seat, same drink, same smile. And out of nowhere, he said, "Are you not sleeping well lately?" I literally froze because I had not told him about the phone calls. I laughed it off, but suddenly something felt wrong. A few nights later, after closing, he asked if I wanted to have a drink with him, which honestly isn't weird for a regular. So I said yes. We were sitting there talking for about an hour when I mentioned the phone calls. The second I brought it up, his entire expression changed. He just smiled and said, "People can get obsessive when they're lonely." And I can't explain why, but hearing that made me feel sick. I left immediately after. The drive home felt weird as well. I felt like someone was following me. I was constantly checking my rearview mirrors to see if there was anyone behind me, but the roads were empty. I got home, locked my door, and tried to calm down. Then around 2 a.m., my phone rang again. Unknown number, again. I answered, and at first there was nothing. Then I heard breathing, really slow breathing. And then a man whispered, "Look outside." And as I look outside, a black sedan is slowly driving past my apartment, moving so slowly like it barely moved at all. And when I looked at the driver, it was him, my regular. One hand on the wheel, one hand holding a phone to his ear. He was already staring directly at my window, smiling. I slammed the blind shut and called the police, but when I got there, the car was gone. And you know the creepiest part? I never told him where I lived. I ended up quitting the next day. 6 months later, I moved 3 towns away. New apartment, new job, new phone number. And everything was normal again until last week. Because around midnight, I looked outside my apartment window, and parked across the street was that same black sedan. That's really heavy. I feel like if I were her, I would try to call the bar that I worked at and get the number from the credit card. Maybe they could find his address and maybe put a restraining order against him. But you let me know what you think she should do in the comments below.